Dear students, good evening. It's me Santi Upadhyay. I'm again here with you with a new topic. Today I'm going to discuss about a beautiful poem, Tintern Abbey by William Wordsworth. Its full title is Lines Written a Few Miles Above Tintern Abbey. And this is a romantic poem composed by the father of Romanticism, William Wordsworth. Now, let me give you brief information about William Wordsworth. I already told you William Wordsworth is the father of Romanticism. He was born on April 7, 1770, Cockermouth, Cumberland, England, and died on 23rd April 1850, Riddle Mount, Westmoreland, and his wife's name was Mary Hutchinson, who was also a poet. And he is educated from University of Oxford, University of Cambridge, and Hogshead Grammar School. He is a great English poet whose lyrical ballad, which was published in 1798, which is the beginning step of Romanticism. Actually, Romanticism comes to challenge neoclassicism or neoclassicists who believe that reason and logics are important, whereas Romanticists believe in imagination and feelings. And the lyrical ballad, which published in 1798 in collaboration with another famous romantic writer, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and this work is grateful for him to launch Romanticism, and he is the father of English poetry. Dear students, if you like my video, please click on like button, share this video and subscribe our channel. Now I am going to talk about the background information of the poem Tintern Abbey. The poem Lines Composed a Few Miles Above Tintern Abbey is the climatic poem of lyrical ballad which was published in 1798. It is composed by father of Romanticism, William Wordsworth. The poem has its roots in Wordsworth's personal history, means it linked with Wordsworth's personal life. He had previously visited the area or the name of the place Tintern Abbey when he was 23 years old in August 1793, and he again visited that very particular place Tintern Abbey on July 13, 1798 with his sister Dorothy. And in this poem, Wordsworth expressed his deep faith in nature and worship the nature as God. For Wordsworth, nature is God, nature is divine power, and all over his life he worshipped nature, and we find in most of his poem his faith towards nature, his love towards nature, and his devotion towards nature. Now I am going to talk about the summary of the poem. The poem has been divided into 5 parts, and the first part has the setting of meditative mood. And the poem opens with a slow dragging rhythm and the repetition of the word 5, all designed to emphasize the weight of time which has separated the poet from this scene, such as 5 years have passed, 5 summers, 5 long winters, etc. From this line, poet remembers the 5 years before he has visited the place Tintern Abbey, and when he comes there for this time, means for the next time, he remembers his past days that he has spent over there. The poet can see the entirely natural cliffs, waterfalls, hazes around the field of the people, hermits making fire in their hermitages, means in their shelter, in their kutis, and so on, which evoke, means which remind a life of common people in harmony with the pure nature. When poet visit that place for the second time, then he finds the beauty that he had experienced for the first time. He saw rural life, greenery, the people, simple life, and that attracts him very much. And he inspired by the beauty of nature which he finds in the place Tintern Abbey. The second parts begin with the realization of the poet that the beauteous forms have always been with him, deep seated in his mind wherever he went. Means in this line, the poet says that the beauty of nature is always inherited within him, whether he lives in city or in the village or close to nature or far from nature, wherever he may be, but the beauty of nature is always inside him. The speaker For the speaker, nature has sublime power, means nature has inspirational power, and he becomes clear that human beings are naturally uncorrupted. Means according to the poet, human beings are innocent, simple, fear like nature by birth, but when they try to escape from nature and involve in ill activities, then they become corrupted. He studies nature with open eyes and imaginative mind. He has been the lover of nature from the core of his heart and with purer mind. Means he worshipped nature with his pure mind and pure heart. And he found truth and beauty in nature. He compares his experiences with his past. Means when he visited Tintern Abbey before 5 years earlier, or when he was 23 years old, and present visits to this place. Means he compared his past experience with the present experience and finds the scenarios, means the scene, the views of that particular place of Tintern Abbey, where then like an appetite, means full of passion, and now a sad music of humanity, means that this time he found nature quite serious because he is quite mature. But where at first time when he visited that place, that time he was young, full of youth, but now he is 20 years 28 years old, means he is quite mature, and his perception of viewing nature in past and perception of viewing nature in present is quite different, but in both perception he finds nature beautiful and enjoyable and pure. In the third section, the poet expresses his doubt whether this thought about the influence of the nature is vain, but later he realizes that the nature has everlasting influence on his mind and spirit. When he was losing the peace of mind or the path or meaning of life, the river Sylvan Way became the source of inspiration for him. Means from these lines, poet wants to say that when he was far from nature, during that time also he feel a kind of happiness, a kind of peace in his mind, and it helps him to show the correct path or correct meaning of life. That's why the river Sylvan Way become the source of inspiration for him, and here the river stands as the symbol of spirituality because it guides him morally and spiritually all over his life. Though the poet has become serious and confused in the fourth section, in the fourth part of the poem, the poet seems quite confused and quite serious. But later, nature provides him courage and spirit enough to stand there with a sense of delight and pleasure. Means it helps him to escape away from seriousness and confusion. According to the poet, nature is a nurse, like doctor, healing power, a guide, or path guidance, and the guardian of his heart and soul. For the poet, nature is everything. He feels a sense of sublime, a sense of beauty, a sense of inspiration, and a supreme power in the light of the setting sun, in round oceans, and in the blue sky. Here, from these lines, poet means to talk about the parts of nature. For him, the power of sun, oceans, blue sky, All these elements of nature are source of inspiration. He is now consciously in love with the nature, means he really loves nature. He is devoted to nature. The fifth and last section or last part continue with the same thought, same meditation mood or meditative mood. Here the poet addresses his younger sister Dorothy. Yes, in his second time he visited Tintern Abbey with his sister Dorothy, and here in this fifth section he addressed his younger sister Dorothy, whom he blesses and gives advices about what he has learned. Means he shares his experiences about life, experiences about nature to his sister Dorothy, and he says that he can hear the voice of his own youth when he hears her speak. Means when she speaks, that time he hears his own voice of his youth. He is excited to look at his own youthful image in her. He requests the nature to bestow, means to grant, to provide his sister with blessings. At the end, the poet says that nature has never betrayed his heart, and it becomes always true guidance in his life. That's why he has been living the life full of pleasure and happiness wherever he may be, either in city or in crowd or in village or with nature, wherever he might be, he always feel happy and he always enjoy, because there is nature inside him, in his spirit, in every drop of his blood there is the flowing of nature. That's why he is always happy and living the life full of pleasure and happiness. Nature can impress the mind with quietness and beauty and feed it lofty thoughts, lofty imagination, feelings. Lofty means very valuable, rich. He thanks the nature as it always keeps him away from evil aspects of the human society. Means here nature plays dominant role for him or in his life to keep him far away from bad habits, bad things, evil aspects of the society, and inspires him to serve for humanity. And it is nature which inspired him to write poetry, and he wrote poetry, and because of that reason all human beings get chance to learn his poetry and they learn about nature. That's why these things he learned from nature, and due to this he at last at the end of the poem he thanks nature. Dear students, now I am going to discuss about themes, form means style, and literary devices that are used in this poem. From this poem, Wordsworth illustrates, means he shows the relationship between man and nature. From this poem, the poet shows how man and nature are interlinked together, and he finds the presence of God in nature. The poet has expressed his honest and natural feeling of nature's superiority. Means for the poet, nature is superior than everything else. For him, nature is God. The language is so simple and lucid that one is not tired of reading it again and again. Means anybody can read this poem very easily because the poet has used very simple language. The sweetness of style touches the heart of a reader. The medium of this poem is neither ballad nor lyric, but an elevated blank verse, means it has unrhymed lines in iambic pentameter. Its style is very fluid and natural. It reads as easily as if it is a prose piece, means it is not difficult, it's very simple, very easy like a prose. The poet uses familiar languages, means the common languages, simple languages, which is the motto of romanticist. The reader can feel peace and tranquility while reading the poems. This is the beauty of Wordsworth language, Wordsworth poetry. We can find simplicity in languages in most of his poetry. The mood of the poem is thoughtful and peaceful. This is a romantic poem as it has three main elements typically found in romantic poetry, include the sublime, nature and imagination, and there is a use of detailed imagery. Okay, dear students, this much for today. Again, I will come with a new topic in my next video. Till then, bye bye.